So welcome to this 5th demo day of Wagon in Melbourne. And demo days for us is just a way to have a nice little party and a celebration. Because this is, for us at least, it's a milestone. Because we have actually, as complete beginners, learned how to code in 9 weeks in order to build some really cool web apps. Yeah. And honestly, it's really crazy how far we come in these 9 weeks. I feel like we pushed education to actually complete new level. I think most of the teachers agree with us because this has been really mind-blowing. So in context, for those that do not know, we are 9 weeks full stack web developer bootcamp, which means that we learn backend, frontend, databases. Above all, we learn how to collaborate, build apps, and we learn basically how to problem solve. Maybe the most important skill in life. So also remember, these people have been building these apps for only 2 weeks. They've been learning how to code for 9 weeks, and these apps have been built in 9 weeks. In 2 weeks. Thanks, Marty. So as a bootcamp, we always try to push borders and always try to improve to make this bootcamp better every time. And this program for us is more a self-development bootcamp where we push borders, where we push people out of our comfort zones in order to build ourselves as leaders, as collaborators, and above all, as problem solvers. And always the funny thing, actually, with all of these everyone that comes out of a boot camp is that they never realize how far they've gone. They don't know because they don't have anything to compare themselves to, is one. And basically, I think in terms of people, we always want to learn more, and that's a lifelong process. We always want to learn more, but we're never happy with what we have. But I'm again mind blown by how far we've gone in 9 weeks, because yeah. So thanks to the teachers, because they've been amazing. So, of course. So big thanks to Rui, Marty, Alec, Emil, Joanna, because I think we have maybe one of the absolute best teams out there in terms of teaching, so it's really cool. Again, this is a Friday evening, so this is all about having a bit of fun and relax a bit. And the students are just here to proudly show off what they've been building in the last 2 weeks of the boot camp. So let's just enjoy ourselves, give them a big applause before they come up to stage, because they really deserve it. And we'll start the pitches soon. So let's go ahead, give them a big applause. So first group is going to be travel mates. So here we have two project managers, Max and Yulong, and Kevin, a consultant, and Sheila, who was a previous product manager. So give it up to travel mates. Come on, Sheila.
So I didn't bring a paper up here, so maybe I'll tap Paul still. For those of you who don't know me, I am Sheila. So literally my name is Sheila, and I am in Australia. And it's a great joke. Thank you for laughing. But I'm here to talk to you about my most favorite thing in the world, something I'm really passionate about, which is taxes. So I hope you're very excited to hear about it. But actually, I really want to talk to you about what I'm most passionate about, which is solo traveling. So I guess raise your hands. Who here has solo traveled? All right, brave few. That was a lot. But I think when I come back from a solo travel experience, I cannot stop talking about how it was life-changing. Like, it just made me so much better. You learn about yourself. You learn what your strengths and weaknesses are. But I don't think I talk enough about what's painful about solo traveling. And for those of you that have solo traveled, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you last minute get a cancellation because you don't have enough people, or you get really lonely when you're in a new place. So this is where TravelMates comes in. And TravelMates makes that process so much easier. So this is a platform for solo traveling, made by solo travelers, literally a solo traveler in Melbourne right now. But what it does for you is makes the planning experience so much better. So whether it's with activities, whether it's in destinations, or just finding itineraries that people actually have gone and experienced before, TravelMates makes it incredibly easy to plan a solo experience just for you. And speaking of solo experiences, I am actually in the midst of doing a visa run, so I will be legal in 2 weeks, guys. For anyone out there. But I'm actually going to New Zealand, the most Aussie destination I could think of, for my visa run. So let's take a look at Auckland, New Zealand. All right, so what you can do with TravelMates is that you can see different activities that solo travelers have experienced here and what they actually like. And you can also see events that are upcoming and what you can actually join. So you can see that I have Hiking the Lonely Mountain already there. But you can also see that Sophia is going to the Glowing Cave Exploration, which I think sounds pretty exciting, so I'll go ahead and click on that. So let's see what is up there. So from here you can see a little bit about the event itself. You can learn a bit about the organizer. Like, she likes cats, surfing, and surfing cats. So I think she sounds really fun, so let's go ahead and mate up with her. All right, so hopefully, Sophia, wherever you are, you will approve my event, and I can travel with you. All right, but I think at this point, I've seen enough about Auckland, and I know what I want to do. So let's go ahead and make this trip. So I could sit here and type, and we could wait a bit longer to go eat tacos, but I have already created a draft travel plan, so let's take a look at that one for my visa run. All right, so 2 things have already been planned here, and you can see one is solo, one is waiting other people to join up with me. But I think I'm ready to make a new event, because the one thing I want to do when I'm in New Zealand is go to the Shire. Literally life-changing. So visit the Shire is what I'll name my event. I'll probably do that June 18th, maybe spend 5 days there and just never leave. But yeah, June 18th. Will be my end date. And then I will be in Auckland, and for me, I think going to the Shire will be like a religious experience. But for most people, it might be a cultural event. So I will have the full 13 fellowship members, all right? And this one is interesting because there's a group on, and I want to make sure that I'm not dropped. And then I want to upload the photo that will entice people to join. It is the best photo I could find of myself. All right. And I think I'm ready to publish this so people can join me on this event and make sure that they don't cancel last minute on me when I don't have enough people to go. All right, so it looks pretty good to me. I think I'm pretty much done with my visa trip. So I want to go ahead and look at my trips and see what these 5 notifications I have. All right, so I can see upcoming events like the Limo Day, so if everyone was on TravelMates right now, you could go ahead and join. But I want to see what my open listings are. So who actually wants to join me on my solo trip? And it's Paul, and I will consider allowing him to join me. So go ahead and approve Sophia instead. No, just kidding, I will approve Paul too. Or not, but this is what TravelMates does. It's just a platform to connect other solo travelers so you can make the best experience in any destination and you can experience it with others. So thanks for your time.
That is pretty impressive considering that they start rehearsing their pitches a little bit on Thursday evening, and they don't have much time actually to rehearse them today. So this is really really cool. Next group is Text2. So here, very diverse team. Christina was actually a scuba diver instructor right before joining. Johnny was working in a grocery store. Huh? Sorry, Tom, sorry. Amazing. Tom was working in. Sophia, you were a product manager, and Gabriel, you were a marketing consultant, so give it up to Text2. Come on.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel, or Gabriel, right? First I would like you to stare at this awesome spreadsheet, right? Beautiful, right? Looking at your faces, I can say that this is like quite boring, and you have been doing this only for 5 seconds. I used to spend like hours looking at this kind of spreadsheets, trying to figure out what was this information, right? See, previously to join Wagon, I was working as a marketing analyst, and one of the main tasks that I had was trying to understand customers through their reviews, right? Someone had to do it. I did it. I really didn't like it because it was time-consuming, it was inconsistent, because my opinion towards a particular review could be really different from the opinion of another person, but, well, someone had to do it. Fortunately, next time, I'm not going to be the one that will read all these reviews, because we created an application called Text2. This is Text2. Text2 is a platform that receives open-ended text, such as Facebook comments, tweets, reviews, or whatever you want to put it inside, and will understand the opinion of those comments, right? Basically, what Text2 does is it will map all the keywords and will assign a sentiment score that is basically figuring out which is the feeling of the person when he's speaking about that word. If the sentiment score is above 0, it's positive. If it is below 0, it's negative. So we're going to upload that file that is full of Donald Trump tweets. We have been hired by Donald Trump to understand his tweets. He's a, yeah, there's a lot of money in this, guys. He's a really busy guy, right? So he doesn't remember what he tweets. So we're going to tell him what he's tweeting, and let's see what we have there. So we created the project, and we go to the first view that we have. Here we have all his tweets, right? And we have some words, and we can go to a particular word and see when he mentioned that word, right? For example, China. He's tweeting a lot about China, right? You can go over all the tweets he have. We can choose another word, for example, IQ. He likes to write about his own IQ. What else do we have? Well, we can check, for example, oh, yeah, Kim Jong-un. He likes to write about him too. If we would like to see how many tweets he's writing, we can see that by month he's tweeting like from 5 to 10 tweets, and we can correlate this to a particular event. For example, I don't know, presidential elections, you name it, right? We can also have a really great overview of all the words. Here we are mapping the words in terms of the occurrences, of how many times they appeared, and the sentiment score. For example, China. He has been mentioning China over 20 times in a really negative way. We can see that he's also mentioning Russia in a negative way too. And, well, even in a negative way, he's mentioning, I don't know, like products, government. He doesn't like the government, you see. It's one of the most negative words. And if we check some of the positives, you have epic, what else? Election, leader. Well, he likes to talk of himself about as a great leader. We can also go deep into a particular word and see how that word has been performing over the time. I mean, if that word was always mentioned in a positive or in a negative way. In this case, we can see that China was mentioned in a quite positive way at the beginning, but nowadays he's always mentioning it in a negative way. We can also go for another word, like, for example, president, that has been always mostly positive. We can go, for example, to Mexican, that is always negative. Yeah, he doesn't like Mexicans, it seems to be. And to sum up, like, we now know that from all the 55 tweets that he sent us to us, he's always positive, right? He's always mentioning some words as time, death, stated, Korean, losing in a positive way, but he might pay attention to population, homeless, hapless, jobless, because he's always mentioned that terms in a really negative way. So this is the feedback that we're going to give to Donald Trump. I hope you have enjoyed your application. Feel free to upload whatever you want to, like reviews, your own famous comment, and see what it has. And please, if you find any bug, report it. Thank you very much for your time.
Cool. That is pretty complex, by the way. You don't know it, but it's pretty complex. So, Olivia, you can just connect it already. So in the last group, we have catch up. So in this group, we had Daniel, who was a previous entrepreneur. Joel, you were in IT support. Johnny, this time, you were in IT infrastructure. And Olivia, you are still a architecture student. So give it up to catch up.
Hi, I'm Olivia. So the other day, my friends and I found ourselves stranded in South Yarra and hungry for dinner. But the thing is, all of us are from the north side, so we were pretty unfamiliar in that territory, so we had no idea where to go for dinner. So as usual, we all got out our phones, started Googling, searching through Instagram, through all the old screenshots we'd made, through the very disorganized list in notes, and 20 minutes later we couldn't find anywhere to go. We gave up and went all the way back to Brunswick, to the same place we went to last week. How many of you have been in that situation before? Where a lot. You know, you're always hearing about great restaurants, but when it comes time to actually pick a place to go, you can't seem to remember any of them. I know this happens to me a lot, and it's a serious first world problem that we have to deal with far too often. So now there's an app for that, and it's called Catch Up. So everyone in this boot camp has been raving about a dumpling place in the city. What was it called, guys, again? Hutong. So I'm going to open up my app and save it, because I want to remember this for later. So I'm going to click search for a spot, type in Hutong, and save it into my list. Now, I'm following all my really good friends on this app, and I want to know what they're liking at the moment, what places they want to try, what they're raving about. So the news feed is perfect for this. I can see Steph wants to try Nobu. You know, she's a little bit fancy. Eliza reviewed rice, paper, scissors. So it's really great. I can see what my friends are up to. And as an added bonus, I can see where my ex-boyfriend's been recently and avoid those places. So these all sound awesome. Kat is a friend of mine who has very similar taste in restaurants to me. And she said Long Grain is one of my favourite restaurants in Melbourne. So I want to find a bit more about this place. So I'm going to click on her review. awesome. I can see a bit more about this place. It's been rated 5 stars among my friends. I can click on the little map here, see exactly where it is. You know, photos are the most important thing. It has to be Insta-worthy, so I'll click on the photos. Oh, yeah, that sounds like my kind of place. Yum. And I can click on the information and see a bit more about the opening hours, etc. But what's the most important thing to me is what my friends are saying about this place. You know, there's a lot of review sites out there, but I don't care what some random person is saying about it. I want to know what my friends are saying about it. I know that they like the same things as me. So these reviews are really helpful to me. That's awesome. But what if I want to find some places, not just based on my friend's recent activity? What if I want to see what's trending amongst my friends? So I'm going to go into the What's Hot page. And here I can see what my friends are loving at the moment. This is really helpful just to discover some new places to try out and add them to my list. But you know what? Tonight I'm really craving Japanese. And I know my good friend Joel has lived in Japan, so he must know all the best places in Melbourne. So I'm going to go into my nav bar, click into Friends, and find his profile. Cool. Looks like he's reviewed a lot of spots here. So that's a great place to discover some good Japanese places. Now that I've saved a whole bunch of spots into my list, if I want to have a look at what I've saved, I can go into My Spots. I can see all the places I want to try, and I can also see all the places I've been to. I can also see this on a map. So this is really handy. I can see all the places I've saved that are around me at the moment, and I can filter it just to see the places I've saved. So that's really helpful. If I want to go out for dinner tonight, it's right there. But you know, it's time to get off my phone and into the real world. So I'm going to click on the calendar in the nav bar. I really want to go out for dumplings tomorrow night with my friends. And I'm going to organise a catch-up. Well, as you can see, I've already organised one. And Joel hasn't accepted it yet. I'm going to click Organise a Catch-up. Add some of my friends, or add the gals. What was that really good dumpling place that the people from the code camp told me about? Luckily I already saved it in here. And it was Hutong. And I'm going to make it for tomorrow. Should we actually go there? 7:30 p.m. Amazing, that was so easy. Great, no one's accepted it yet, but that's all good. So now my life is just so much easier. I don't have to, I got a notification. Woo! Oh, Steph accepted it. Yes, she's coming. I've also got an invitation here. Quite catch. Oh, Johnny. Yes, I wanted to try long grain. That sounds cool. I'll come. All right. So catch up is great. It helps me remember all the places I want to try. And next time I happen to be stuck in South Yarra, I'll know exactly where to go.
Shit, pretty impressive. I'm mind blown by actually how far you got and how much you learned and how amazing group you've been throughout these 9 weeks. Actually, very interesting is that a lot of the students actually did the Zendesk coding challenge to become a junior developer. And they did this over 2 days during the bootcamps while they were building their project. So 3 or 4 of them send this out, and people have been coding for 6 months or a year, etc. Had problems sending this in, and they finished it in 2 days, and they just started learning to code. So I'm pretty impressed. I would absolutely hire a lot of those who are actually looking for a junior developer job. What else do I have to say? For those who are interested, there's a new bootcamp starting in July, 15th of July. We're also going to start opening a part-time bootcamp later this year. For those who don't have time to commit 9 weeks but want to learn how to code in the evenings and on one Saturday. And as well, there's going to be a lot of food and a lot of drinks. And we have to leave this place at 8:30, but until then, there's a lot of drinks and food to be to drink and eat. So enjoy yourselves, and then we're going to go to a bar for those who want to join later, just around the corner. So thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.